Good evening, all. Good evening to Matty, Lee, and Kenny. There's a lot to talk about tonight, and I just got to keep calm on this one because I'm pretty angry about it. Yeah. Right. So yeah, YouTube, do not give me a copyright tonight for that song. I've contacted you and I've told you it has no copyright on it. The band James has allowed that to be used in open context, so don't try that one again. All right, you took it off me, but don't do it again. I'm just telling you, I'm not in the mood for it. Anyway, Matty, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well, man. Just chilling out here. Got an appointment here in an hour or so. Just sitting back. I've enjoyed perusing the YouTube streets and watching the panic and chaos ensue.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about all of that, mate. Lee, how you doing, bro? Good show last night. I joined you late doors for that one. Nice to meet LB. Never spoken to him before. Nice fella. How you doing, Lee?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Again, similar to all of us, we've probably all been looking at the meltdown left, right, and centre, and sitting there thinking what could have been if only everyone had had the same thought process as us all summer. But yeah, there we go. It is what it is.
Well, we're going to dig right into this one. It's going to be scalpel time tonight. And Ken, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. All I've got to say to you, my theme until Sunday is it is what it is. We knew what it was going to be with the transfer deadline. We got a squad. My motto is no excuses. This is a no excuses zone. Don't try and use the fact that certain players are out in order to excuse possible bad results. Don't get your excuses in now. I demand that we with what we got, we go to Spurs and win. I demand that we compete against Man City. Don't you? I'm not having it's not as if we got world class players anyway. What we have is a team that got a bit about them, and they need to prove it against adversity. That's what real teams do. So Odegaard's out for 6 or 7 weeks. Oh, boo-hoo. Get on with it. Who told Arteta to get rid of Vieira and spend all that money on Vieira, a ready-made replacement, and then send him out on loan? That's on Arteta.
Yeah, I mean, let's get into this. Let's start here, right now, right here. Question for you, Lee, from the assembled, right? Yeah, let's get into this and start dissecting this absolute load of rubbish. The assembled question, Lee. Wenger got blamed for what Glidis failed to do. How is it possible Edu is blamed for what Arteta wanted to do?
Right, that's an easy one to dissect. I don't even need a scalpel. Yeah, that's a piece of piss. Me and Kenny have both been on protest to get Wenger out, Gazidis out, the whole board out, and the ownership out. So guess what? Gazidis found shame first and left. Yeah, he left. Yeah, Wenger was pushed out. Gazidis chose to leave. And let's be real with this. Yeah, let's be real with this. He went to AC Milan and rejuvenated that football club because they went and won a title. Pretty simple. Yeah, this club, yeah, with the manager, who is the manager. Yeah, the manager. He's not head coach anymore. His job title changed. And he's openly admitted, and so has Edu, that he is part of the transfer committee. So I'm sorry, I've been calling Edu out, but I've also been calling Arteta out. And if you look at my previous few videos since the transfer window ended, yeah, I've not really mentioned Arteta. In fact, quite the opposite. I've sat on shows with all of these guys, yeah, and other shows, and said, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Arteta's pissed off. I even did it today on a show with Rance. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he's not happy with that transfer window. Well, and if he is, and if he is, yeah, then he'll sign a new contract because his contract expires in less than 10 months.
Well, I'm pretty certain after what's happened in this international break, which I find very frustrating, he's not going to be happy. But Matty, I'm coming to you on this. You actually talked about this in the group chat earlier, your voicemail, right, about this injury. We're going to, get the elephant in the room out quick, right? Odegaard, right? He's cropped. He's going to miss a shed load of games, and you said it very well, summed it up. it could be a long, long time before we see him strapping a pair of boots on.
Yes, I'm afraid, my friend, it is going to be a long road back for I had to catch myself. I was about to say Mesut.
Don't worry, I'll keep doing that as well.
If
Only we had him, mate.
yeah. Oh, for Odegaard, because this is not the first time that he's had this injury.
No,
he's had an ankle injury before, and we all remember when he had the ankle injury. Lee, he was on loan, correct? When he had the injury, I think it was his first loan spell, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was the last time he was injured.
Yeah.
He's missed 4 games in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, so he was on a long spell then, and we all remember when he came back, he was not the same guy, and he was rushed back that season too, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be rushing him back. You can best believe Arteta is going to be trying to rush him back into this team. But I want people to understand this: when you hear people say 10 games, you're hearing 10 games now. Don't let 10 games fool you. 10 games can be a month, 2 months, 3 months. It's over a period of time. Anybody who's had an ankle injury knows that once you get the injury, you'll start overcompensating. He could very well come back and it go to the left side. I told Lee that this morning on the phone. They could very well go to the other side. Then he has to play back in the form that he was in before he was injured. He has to get back into that form. He's got to heal, rehab, all that kind of good stuff. So it's going to be a long time before we see Odegaard back in this team. And it's unfortunate. I feel for that brother. Anybody have to, you get injured, you on the shelf. That sucks. It absolutely sucks. But the root problem here goes back to one man. And I told y'all I'm staying on him. Edu. Where was the replacement at for this man over the summer? Where was the backup for this gentleman? Don't come to me with Jorginho, because nobody was talking about Jorginho was going to come in and do a job. I don't hear any of that stuff. Where was the creative midfielder for this young man? Oh, we got Ethan Winneri. Okay, cool. All right, well, what happens if he goes down?
He went down yesterday, funny enough.
I heard
a head injury and got back up.
Lee, I heard somebody this morning say, well, Marino is going to roll back into town. Wait a minute, whoa. He's out for 4 to 6 months. He's not coming back anytime soon. And guess what? That's just for the injury to heal. That's not including rehab. See, we Arsenal fans love, especially these super pundits. These super pundits love to just come out. Oh, well, he'll be out for just a couple of games. They never take on the rehab. This is why the best example I can give you, fellas, is when Thomas. How many times did we hear Thomas Rosicky was only going to be out for a few games? We used to hear that all the time. Oh,
man, there was a certain tuber, Canadian tuber, right, yesterday, saying he'll be back for the North London derby. Sorry?
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Have you ever twisted your ankle, sprained your ankle? I have. And it takes quite a while, and I'm not a professional bloody footballer, right? So I'm hobbling around like a complete bloody idiot. And you think this man's going to be back for the North London derby?
The fact that he was laying on the pitch, grabbing his ankle before he even went down on the floor,
it was like
pulling his shirt over like Matt is doing, crying,
bro,
and couldn't put any weight on that foot or that ankle and plant his foot properly, and being carried off essentially with 2 medical staff. He knows that's a bad injury. Yeah, when we signed, sorry to cut in over Matty as well.
No,
when we signed Fabio Vieira, I'm not quite sure what injury it was when we signed him.
The boot.
He had the protective boot on, so I'm assuming that's an ankle injury, right?
Yeah,
right. I'm assuming that's an ankle injury.
I just laughing because I remember your reaction. Said when we saw that boot.
But do you know what? We got that spun out to us that he's only wearing the boot as a precaution.
Yeah.
When did we see Fabio Vieira? In fact, I'm going to check it.
That was what, months after we signed him. That was months. That was like 2 or 3 months after we signed him. I mean, we do this. Arsenal do this kind of silly stuff all of the time. We go out here and we put ourselves in situations where we are short. And this was one of the premier positions that we all talked about over the summer and last year that we needed coverage in. And now I've looked this morning, Jez, Lee, and Kenny, and I'm seeing people who I didn't even expect to be even discussing transfer business and everything, doing 2 and 3 hour streams, talking about rectifying the situation and how can we fix it. Man, we told y'all how to fix it in the summer. It's called a transfer window. Use it. But Jazz, I hate to say I told you so, but we told you so. We told y'all that this stuff was coming. We told y'all at the end of last season. I sent the direct audio to Lee yesterday of me sitting there telling y'all what was going to happen this season. I told y'all that we were going to go into this season. We're not going to do anything. We're going to wait till the last second. We're going to buy somebody's cast off, or we're going to loan them. And then what happened? This is exactly what happened. Edu does not want to do what's required, because if we do what's required, then we have expectations on them. And as long as they don't have those expectations on them to do the job right, they're going to keep doing this. I heard a term today, and I heard a term today, man. You know, me and you got our term, our list of terms, but I heard one today that was just mailed on. I think somebody responded to one of my videos, and they said they want to roll back the process. They want to, Edu and Arteta want to roll back this process now that they know we on to it, and now they want to try to start back from scratch again and say, well, you know, all these extra phases. Brother, it's like Kenny said, there's no more excuses. We don't hear anything about injuries. I don't want to hear anything about folk hurt. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, we can't cover up this, and we don't have any band-aids to cover that up, because they have spent $800 million on this team. This team, the top, if you spent that much money, then everything should be covered.
Fact. Kenny, your view on this, mate. I mean, we called it, Lee called it, Matty called it, you called it. You know, we all said we're 2 injuries away from capitulation.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's right.
And give me your opinion on this, because at the end of the day, there's only certain people to blame for this.
Well, one of them's got to be Arteta. One of them has to be Arteta. If you want to talk about it immediately, it has to be him, because I was at a Brighton game. You know, you can't underestimate the tackle from Minter. What's the name? Odegaard's injury is basically didn't just occur, you know, on international duty when he collided with Baumgartner. There was a collision about a week ago with Minter, where Odegaard went to the referee, showed his leg, and he wasn't the same. He was basically walking during the game, you know, limping. The manager should have been pulled him off a lot earlier than when he did, and he should have just gone to the, you know, to the Norwegian FA and said, "Look, my player's staying," and then probably, you know, risked him for Spurs. But he was already injured when he went to.
Sorry to cut in, Kenny. I'm really sorry to cut in. That actually got confirmed as well. Yeah, I see a tweet from a top Gooner the other day. I can't remember who it was that put it out there. It might have even been the Norwegian FA. Yeah, saying that he had a slight knock whilst he was in training on international duty, whilst he was in international duty.
And that's the thing. So that's sort of the manager. The manager's got to take some responsibility. But again, he should have overall played. Now, I've got no beef with Odegaard going out there, because at the end of the day, if you're the Norwegian captain, you want to play every game. And for some reason, because of money, the League of Nations is all about money. It's about associations making a lot of money, because TV companies are paying millions of pounds to televise these games. And you know what I mean? So, and if you look at the League of Nations, especially if you get into the A group, I always say it, the reason why the League of Nations is working, 2 reasons. 1, money, and 2, the right countries are won, i.e. Portugal, France, and Spain. The big countries have won that. So with the big countries winning that makes a competition attractive, and it will, whether we like it or not, eventually become a major tournament. Just like the football FIFA World Club Championship will be major. But, you know, Arteta has to, you know, say, look, I got it wrong here. Another thing as well, you may talk about Arteta being unhappy with the transfer window. Yes, but he was aware of PSR. But surely he, in my opinion, he made a personal decision to allow this guy to go on loan. A personal decision. Now, that's me. If you're not going to sign a replacement for a backup for Odegaard, that's fine. But when you let the backup go on loan to Porto for a personal reason, because I want to play, I want to get in the Portuguese side, or I may be homesick, that's neglect. That's on him. There's no way the club had anything to do this guy leaving. Because let's not forget, we've sold Ramsdale, we sold Smith Rowe, we sold Nketiah, and we've allowed Reece Nelson go on loan. So in terms of like meeting PSR, regulations or considerations, we've done that. There's no need to let that guy go. No, I'm not going to say that all of a sudden Vieira's become world class and he's been a vital member of our side. It's nothing about that. It's about bodies. We knew, in June we weren't going to sign any players. We knew we were going to get rid of players, but we still expect Arsenal to go to Spurs, go to Man City and compete. We expect Arsenal to compete for trophies because the club knew what they'd do. The club, and in my opinion, I'll never, accept Arteta from blame, because from a footballing perspective, it's on him. It's on him. Even about, in terms of like letting Vieira go, that's on him as well. I really do think that, he doesn't deserve any form of protection. He's shown culpable neglect. But even though we're talking about culpable neglect, let's not forget, boo-hoo, Odegaard was injured, boo-hoo. He was injured last season, wasn't he, for a period before Christmas. And, a lot of Arsenal fans claim our season was successful because we managed to finish second to Man City. We won the second to Man City Cup. So we have achieved that without Odegaard, and we'll do it again. We'll just have to. But what we've done is that we've sent our team, out of bat with broken cricket bats by letting a player go to Porto for no reason other than he must be homesick. I think Arteta, you're a pork chop, mate.
You know what happened too, gentlemen, is that if when Neri comes in there and he does not do a good job, they will slate that young man. They'll turn on him.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to cut in. I've just seen Fabio Vieira suffered a muscle injury in his right thigh in training on his Porto comeback. And is set and right thigh in training in his Porto comeback, and his Porto comeback is set to be postponed. Not the game, obviously him. Yeah, so he's out injured as well. Sam Conga's on loan. He's injured 5 weeks. Yeah, what is it with all these players? And some of these players, people can say the amount of games and all of this and that. Yeah, well, Odegaard never had a summer of football because he didn't qualify. And just for that Nations League, I've seen so many people saying, "Oh, it's in irrelevant games. Why are we sending our players to irrelevant games?" It's not irrelevant for Norway, because if they top that group, that Nations League group, they're in a playoff for the World Cup and for the Euros. Yeah, so that ain't irrelevant for them, which is why he wants to play. Yeah, because they've never been in it. They've never been to a World Cup, as far as I'm aware. Yeah,
the last time they were a World Cup was 26 years ago. I think 1998.
There you go. When was the last time they qualified for a Euros?
I can't remember exactly. Euros.
Exactly. So of course he wants to go.
Arsenal was winning trophies then. We was winning trophies.
Yeah. So of course he wants to play and he wants to go, which is why Haaland went as well, which is why Sorloth went, which is why Oscar Bob, when he comes back he'll want to go. Yeah. It's not just exclusive to Arsenal. This happens. Yeah. Tottenham apparently Basuma's out injured. Yeah, from international duty. Yeah. Dani Olmo got injured. He got sent back to Barcelona. Yeah, but there's so many injuries happening, and the reason there's so many injuries happening, it's not just us. We got very lucky last season with injuries. We had Jesus out, but let's be real, he's shit anyway. Yeah, and we done all right without him anyway in terms of goals scored. Yeah, weren't enough to win nothing, but at the same time, it's not just exclusive to us. Yeah, but all of a sudden, when it is us, panic state, what are we going to do? Oh my God, mate. I ain't seen no City fans having kittens and meltdowns after Nathan Ake got stretchered off yesterday.
Ake wasn't starting games for him. Ake didn't start any games for him.
He'll start games here and there.
You see, that's
now we've lost our best our only creative player. Yeah. And that comes back to Arteta and that board. Yeah, because the planning, what was the contingency plan? A 17-year-old who's played 14 minutes of football.
Not
for the first team. Is that it?
Remember the adjectives gargantuan about our squad last season. Well, if you think about it, Man City were able to rest players who got to the Euro 24 final. We haven't been able to rest players. We've had to play our best players, and the stats say our best players are Rice and Saka. They've had to play every
Saka,
game. Yeah, England they're playing for England. Saka came off in the 65th minute yesterday, but he played did he play the whole game against the Republic?
Yep.
Yeah. Declan Rice has played the whole game for the
William
Republic.
Saliba played 290 minutes.
Yeah, so
Gabriel Magalhaes has played 290 minutes.
Yeah, that just shows our squad isn't gargantuan because our best players are out in the play. Well, don't get me wrong, Brazil are a mess anyway. He's got to play good. Brazil are probably going to get to the World Cup via the qualifiers at this rate, so he's got to play. But in terms of like all the other players, they can still play for their countries, but we weren't able to rest them in league games like Man City will have because
that comes back again to this board and this hierarchy and the manager. We have got less players now than we had last season. We've got a 22-man squad. A 22-man squad is the lowest in the Premier League, by the way. And we're trying to overtake Man City. Out of that 22-man squad, Kieran Tierney's injured. Tomiyasu's injured. As far as I'm aware, Jesus is still injured. Yeah. Odegaard's injured. Calafiori, as far as I'm aware, is still injured. There's 5. Declan Rice is suspended. So we've got 16 players available.
Excellent.
For Tottenham.
Yeah. And 3 of them are goalkeepers.
Excellent. Well,
what did I tell you this morning, Lee? What did I tell you this morning?
It's Rush Goalie. I just want to get your opinion on this one, right? I don't know how true this is. You guys have seen it as well as I have.
Sorry, Jess. Can I just highlight this comment here from this idiot in the chat? It says, "What's your problem? You always say shit anyway." Well, he's better than nothing, isn't it, mate? Yeah, let's be real with it. He's created one chance since April. What are you waffling about? April the 22nd till now, he's created one chance for Arsenal Football Club on the pitch. So, yes, he is shit. However, we're going to throw a 17-year-old kid in there. But we're going to put 29 in there because everyone knows my thoughts on him. Yeah, and this comes back to planning. Yeah, we knew what we wanted, and people like you, that's a fine. Yeah, people like this person saying that comment are exactly why this club's gone so long without winning anything. Because whilst you're sitting there chatting shit to us, and to me specifically, you should have been saying everything I've been saying all summer. Yeah, how many more summers, how many more seasons do we go with us being proven right about this football club before you lot wake up and go, actually, instead of slagging this lot off and having a go at them every year, actually, maybe they're on to something because they always end up right. How long? Sorry, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask you guys this question. I'm just going to do the super chat first. Right. Thank you for your super chat, GDJ Madrid. Thank you, man. If Arsenal lose the next 2 games, two league games, it's over. I tend to agree with you on that one. But guys, I don't know how true this is. You might have better information than me. Apparently, we're not allowed to wear red at Tottenham.
Yeah. Absolute scandalous.
You know the thing. That's got to be a new rule. You know what it is, Jess? Apparently, our sleeves clashes with Tottenham's shirt because it's all white. But I was watching, being a sad I am, I was watching previous North London derbies. There were times when we played Spurs, we had white sleeves. Spurs had the white shirt, and it wasn't a clash. So what? I don't understand the main reason why they've done this. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever that our white sleeves and the white sort of like how to say rib of the shirt.
Yeah.
Spurs is all white. It doesn't make sense. So it means when Spurs come to the Emirates, they got to wear their all blue shirt.
They got to wear a different shirt. They got to wear their blue. They got to wear their blue. But you know what this is? Yeah, that chat is perfect. Goat Zell Ward, money. It's about the money. This would not surprise me one bit. It would not surprise me one bit if this was to peddle out that shirt that no one's buying.
Yeah, I think so. I don't believe them for 1 minute.
Yeah, I tell you, I never thought of that.
Suspicious because it wasn't a problem.
These 2 North London clubs are the biggest con artists in the league. So let's just be real with it. They're the 2 biggest frauds in the league when it comes to marketing. They're the best at marketing and don't win nothing. It would not surprise me if they clubbed together to put this out.
In 100 years, where have y'all ever seen this pop up at?
It's a clubs. I'm not buying it. You're right. I'm not buying it because I remember when we played Norwich a few years back, where when we played Norwich, our red and white doesn't clash with their yellow, canary yellow and green shorts. but we wore a third kit against Norwich. We could wear a home kit.
I watched Real Madrid versus Betis the other day. Betis have got green and white stripes playing against Real Madrid in white. And that kit clash.
Exactly. I don't get it. I think Matt is here on this because I think it's absolute bloody jokes that we get dictated to. We're being dictated to.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
I think it's. I agree with you guys. I think it's absolutely pathetic. So when Man City play Man United, and I've seen Man City play Man United, where both of them had white shorts on. I thought there shouldn't be a colour clash with any item of clothing, i.e. the tops. You know what I mean?
We've played games before where we've worn different colour shorts. We've worn like away shorts with the home kit or something before in Europe, I think.
Yeah, we've done that
recently as well. It's not like going back to 20 years. Like we've done that recently where we've had a mix and match of our kit. Yeah, we've had red shorts. Yeah, with the red kit. Yeah, so why don't we do that? Why don't we wear red shorts and red socks? Yeah, with the red kit at the weekend. It's about money. It's all about the money, mate. And when the Premier League dictate the purse strings, the clubs bend over.
It's pathetic. I mean, Matty, I just think it's an absolute disgrace that we're dictated to. And I think what makes it worse for me is bloody Tottenham are telling us what we can wear. I'd tell them to do one.
It's not Tottenham, Jez.
It's not Tottenham.
No, I think it was not the PGMOL. I think it was the PGMOL. Yeah, the PGMOL. Yeah, they said it.
The referee association.
Yeah, they said it's a kit clash.
You're joking.
Not being funny. The fucking ball's white. What's the issue here?
Exactly.
What we're doing it.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I stand corrected. I was told it was Tottenham, but if that's the referees doing that, then that is an absolute disgrace. Sorry, I'm not having that at all. That is just absolutely wrong. Nah.
Speaking of referees, did y'all see our fan base when it sought out the referee for the game?
You telling me? Sorry, Matt. Are you telling me a referee? What is he colourblind? That he can't tell the difference between white and red?
White and red. Yeah.
I know players are thick on that, but surely just pass to the one with the red, mate. And if you're wearing the white kit, you pass to the one in white.
You remember back in the day where they made decisions about this because in certain parts of the world, they'll be watching the game in black and white, and because they're watching it in black and white, there have been colour clash. But it's not the case now. The referees, you know what? I don't believe it for 1 minute. I think the clubs got together.
They're peddling out their kits. That's what it is.
I totally agree with you.
You know how you'll know it's the clubs. You wait until we get to about Saturday, and then you'll see Arsenal roll out something about blackout.
You know what I don't get though? Didn't we wear an all black kit against Aston Villa in a high-profile game that was live on Sky?
Yeah, we did.
So
we did.
Our
first away game we wore it.
Let me say this.
It's Tottenham then. It's mad.
The ref for the game this Sunday is Australian, and our fans are coming out crying. Why do we have an Australian ref?
At least they can't say he's from fucking Manchester.
I need to check this out. I think they're joking. Let me just check.
But you know why they're crying, Matty? Because Charlie Boy Watts, when somebody posted out who the ref and Stuart Atwell was on VAR, Charlie Boy went, this is after the Odegaard incident. Yeah. Charlie Boy Watts, that top journalist, that unbelievable journalist that wrote that book about Arteta's revolution, sits there in press conferences, slurping him off. Quote tweeted that tweet and said, "This week just gets better and better." So he's antagonizing the fan base into how about you pick which ref you want, mate? Because it seems like every fucking ref is an issue.
Just run 10 of them out there in front of him. Say, man, you pick.
Oh my God! You know what? He's Jared Gillett. Jared Gillett. He's Australian.
Yeah, apparently he's now the worst ref in the league, and Stuart Atwell is the second worst ref, and he's on VAR. So there's the ready-made excuse if Arsenal don't win. Yeah, the fact we've got no Odegaard, no Rice, and the ref shit. That's the excuse.
I keep forgetting we got no Rice. I keep forgetting that.
Big up Northside for the raid.
Big up.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If he's like I said, he's worked his way up, and let's get it right. The Australian football season is ended. They're about embarking their cricket season. Why not? But the fact is, Arsenal fans, I was on Lee Judge's channel 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and I was on Dan's channel. I was on both your channels. Look, don't get your excuses in. I've already warned you. Arsenal I'm not going to get anything from referees, and it's because of previous form. Arteta getting in referees' faces. Our divers, many of our divers, Saka, Gabriels, all three of Gabriels. You've got Jorginho's a diver, Martin Hill's a diver. I mentioned all the Gabriels, and Martin's a diver. So, no disrespect, they're going to be watching us like a hawk, and we're going to watch at the corners. Everyone's talking about Benjamin White. Oh, yeah, man, he's a bad boy. Well, they're going to see what he did against Aston Villa, kick the ball at McGinn. They're going to see his antics at corners. Last season.
They've actually set a new law in place for that now this season.
Yeah. So
and that was another outrage from our fan. Because of Ben White, they're clamping down on the antics. Exactly. Well, you're not supposed to be pinching a goalkeeper's finger, mate, on a corner.
Yeah. Exactly. They're watching all the dark arts. They're watching all the dark arts. They think, right, we're on to Arsenal. They're not giving it. So what referees?
It's a conspiracy, Kenny. They hate us. It's a conspiracy, mate. They're against us. You've got to ask yourself this question, right? Why do these fans genuinely think that a club that has gone so long without winning anything, why would they genuinely want to have a conspiracy to stop us winning anything? Why?
It's a joke, man. That's a joke.
Like, genuinely, why? Why out of all of the clubs, have they said, we'll stop Arsenal? Because they seem to win loads anyway, so we'll slow them down. It's the excuse menu for a lot of our fans because they're preempting them. They're assuming that because we've lost Rice, world-class Declan Rice, and world-class Martin Odegaard, we're going to lose against Tottenham. We're actually looking at the Spurs team and thinking, hang on here, regardless of where we lost these two players, if you just look at the Arsenal Spurs team, man for man, we're better, even without those two. So we should have no excuses.
You know what's getting lost in this? You know what's getting lost in this whole Spurs discussion, this game this weekend? I'm going to tell y'all what's getting lost. The manager is in a pressure situation. How does our manager perform in a pressure situation? How does this manager perform in a pressure situation? We have a dossier of 5 years to look at it. We know when the game he struggles.
Get a result then? Do you think we can get a result, Matty?
We can.
I'm worried about it, man. I told Lee this morning. I'm worried about it. I'm genuinely worried about this game Sunday. I can't guarantee you that we'll get a result. I think we'll get a draw. I feel like a draw. I feel like this is going to be a draw.
I think it'll be a draw as well. But at the same time, Matty's spot on. Every time this manager and a lot of these players that are here that are going to start this game have been in pressure situations, they bottle it. They fold. Yeah, and let's not exempt Saka from this. Yeah, or Saliba. Yeah, or Gabriel, or Declan. Yeah, because let's be real, when the chips were down against Aston Villa in the second half, they fell apart. Yeah, they were. Odegaard was unbelievable in that first half against Villa. That was probably the best I've seen him play since he's been at Arsenal. Where was he second half? I think he got hooked. Not the Villa game just gone last season, the Ollie Watkins dagger. Yeah, when you go back to the Tottenham game at home last season, Jorginho played. The experienced midfielder. Yeah, what did he do? Oh, he gave the ball straight to Maddison. Yeah, in fact, it was him that gave the ball straight to Tielemans for Ollie Watkins' second goal at the Emirates. Yeah. It was him that passed it straight to him. Yeah, but Jorginho is the calming presence in midfield, guys. He's likely to play at the weekend. Saliba. There's been instances of that guy having bozo moments. Gabriel has bozo moments when the chips are down.
They skinned him last night. The Brazilian media skinned him.
Lee, tell these fans.
Brazil last night, I watched that game. Yeah, the goal was unreal. You see the goal in it, mate.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, the goal. Gabriel Magalhaes passed the ball straight to the guy on the edge of the box. He was 25 yards out. Gabriel Magalhaes passed it straight to him. Yeah, scuffed the clearance, passed straight to him. Guy brings the ball out the air, traps it, shifts it outside of the boot, 25 yards in off the post. What a goal. What a goal. But that was Gabriel Magalhaes and the Brazilian media are on him. Yeah, the Brazilian media are on him. To be fair, the game before, he was probably the best player on the pitch. Yeah, he made a great clearance off the line. Yeah, but Saliba, Go back and have a look at the game the other night against Italy, doing baby giraffe settings in the box for their third goal. He was all over. He was like that. It's like he was pissed coming out of a club.
Lee, say it a bit louder, because I was on Judges' show, and when I started that, in fact, over the last 2 seasons, the better defender has been Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yeah.
They weren't having it. Sleeve of this and sleeve of that.
No, since the World Cup in Qatar, he's been our best defender.
And that's what I've been trying to say. And the thing about some of our fans need to realise, we all know that on paper, in terms of like footballing ability, this guy's going to go too far. But when they're going on like they're comparing to Van Dijk, they're comparing him to Adams and all those players. Just chill out, man. The guy is still a young lad. He's still going to make mistakes. He's going to have great games, but he's not going to be consistent. You know what I mean?
Let's not also forget as well. Yeah, sorry to cut in there. Let's not also forget as well. In a North London derby, we pushed Thomas Partey, or we didn't. The manager pushed Thomas Partey back on the pitch, albeit it was at the Emirates, I think. Yeah, he pushed Thomas Partey back on the pitch.
About 4 years ago.
It was because they went clean through and Son scored, didn't he? Yeah.
That's right,
yeah. He pushed him back on the pitch when he was injured, which then kept him out for ages. Yeah, so, and let's not forget, this fan base wanted him gone. They were telling us all over the internet, all season, hopefully he's learning Arabic. We can sell him to Saudi, get rid of him. He's finished. Kind of ironic that he's actually our only fit or available midfielder, of any note. Yeah, now we've got to hope he stays fit, because if he goes down injured in that game or goes down injured in training, because he played the other night as well for Ghana. He played the other day, yesterday. Yeah, he played for Ghana yesterday. He was the captain. Yeah. If he goes down injured, right, because I'd imagine he's probably landed back in England today, so he's not trained. So tomorrow he'll be back to training. That's Thursday. Then he's got Friday. Saturday, I'd imagine they'll do a little bit of light training. Sunday, game. Yeah, we got to hope he stays fit. Wrap Thomas Partey up in cotton wool. Yeah, Jorginho. Yeah,
he can't run. Jorginho can't run. If it was Spurs, let's get it right. Ange ball is all about pressing football and inverted left backs. Don't get me wrong. There's so much flaws to it, to that way of playing, especially in the 80th minute, if it's still like neck and neck, that we can exploit, and we've exploited before. But I'll tell you one thing: if I was Postecoglou and I had a midfield with Jorginho in it at the end,
impressive.
Early doors. Not so much a game later in the season, but early doors when your players are still fresh. I'm on him, mate. I'm pressing him, mate.
Let's have a look at this, right? Let's just have a look at this, right? So Sunday we're at Tottenham, and we're away Thursday at Atalanta in the Champions League, right? Then, right, we've got Man City on the 22nd of September, right, on the Sunday, away. Then we got 3 days later, home, we've got Bolton in the Football League Cup, Carabao, whatever you want to call it. And then 3 days later, we got Leicester at home. And then 3 days later, we've got PSG at home. I mean, come on, people.
Money, Jess. It's all about money.
Yeah, Kenny, I'm not. Look, it's not my money. What I'm worried about, mate, is results.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing about it, right? You look at all those games, right? That that Arsenal have got, and people, are making fears. These are meant to be seasoned professionals. This is their 3rd season of competing for the league. Surely, with that experience, they have to be able to negotiate that. They would have had to cater for injuries. The fact is, what Mikel's going to do is that he's got a ready-made excuse now to forsake one of a major competition. Don't get me wrong, Bolton. Thank God we're playing Bolton.
Are you sure about that, Kenny? Are you sure about that with this man's cup record?
You know what? I'll stand with
man's cup record. You sure about that? Okay.
Yeah, the Emirates. But you know what? Maybe I'm being too optimistic. But
if you think he's playing a full squad in that, Kenny, you're crazy.
He's not. He's not going to play a full squad.
So we're getting knocked out then, aren't we?
That's going. That's going.
That'll be on penalties. We'll get done 5-3 on penalties or something, and we'll be getting knocked out.
Hey, Kenny, just go ahead and put emergency meeting on that day. We're gonna have emergency meeting.
you're right. If that's his mindset, then we're only competing for one trophy. Then, just like we have before, it's going to be the league again.
Welcome to the club, Kenny. Welcome to the club. You're there.
Watching, mate.
Kenny, you pay nearly $1,000 a season for this shit. This is this manager. I don't mean to be nasty, Kenny. You know I don't mean it in a nasty way. Yeah. Welcome to reality, my friend. This guy is a scrub, and now we've got less players than we had last season. We've got injuries now, yeah, and we've got a tough schedule. I've seen so many Arsenal fans sitting all over Twitter in the last couple of days saying, "Throw that Atlanta game in the bin," because we've got 7 other games after that, and we've got Man City 3 days later. We've got into the Champions League after all these years for these dickheads to sit there, yeah, to throw it in the bin because we've got 7 other games to make it up and we can catch it up because we've got Man City. So even their mindset is Premier League. Premier League only. We ain't beating Man City to a title. Ain't happening, mate.
It don't matter no more then. So after all the crying, right, and people wetting their beds about the fact, we're in the Champions League, you know, all the little arsewipes sitting there, yeah, giving us the grief. Oh, but we're in the Champions League, so now we throw a game away.
That's what they're saying, Jez. Jez, I could find hundreds of tweets. Yeah, I should have bookmarked them all, saying, yeah, we should throw this in the bin. Arsenal should throw that game in the bin because the Premier League games, them 2 games in that 7 days, yeah, against 2 top 6 teams, they're more important, and we've got 7 games to catch it up, and we should qualify within them 7 games. Cool. Now imagine we throw that away and then lose to PSG.
Then exactly, Lee. You find yourself in a 2-game hole.
Now you're like, wow, we're now sat 36 out of 36.
But, hey, Lee, but you know what's happening? You know what the situation is that
we're done.
The whole format is flawed against us. The reason why I say it's flawed because you think about it. If we don't finish in the top 8 of that Champions League, league, and it's actually not a group stage, the league, we've got to play a couple of playoff games.
Another 2 games.
Let me tell you something.
And we'll probably get Bayern Munich.
Listen,
or, a bit if they don't qualify for the top 8.
Really?
We talk that PSG game. Has anybody looked at PSG this season? Has anybody genuinely went and looked at how they playing this season?
They've been smashing it. 6 the other day.
They gave up like 2 goals all year, and they like 12, 14 goals, something like that already scored this season. They are on a roll. Yeah, because they don't have to play through him anymore. Yes, they don't have to play through Mbappe anymore. You got a team now. You can play. It's like Lee said. They want to throw away the Atlanta game. And then, we're going to roll. Because I saw people when the draw came out, oh, man, it's PSG. We're going to smash them up. Wait a minute. When have we smashed up anybody in Europe?
Apart from Lons at home.
Yeah, we can turn over
after we lost away.
PSV, Rapid Vienna and stuff like that. Dundalk. We are struggling against Dundalk. Look, this manager, this season, this is why I keep telling y'all, this is the season. This is it. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong this season because it's laid out that way. 3 games every other day. That's you. How many? I tell you what. I'll show y'all better than I can tell you. When was the last? What was our record during the Christmas, the holiday fixtures last year? What was it, Lee? 1-1.
1-7. Yeah, coming up to Christmas. Yeah.
When we have a run of games with no time off, how does this team tend to perform? Because when we get on the skid, we get on it.
1 win in 7. And our fans were laughing because Man City did 1 in 7 as well, 1 in 6. And every time they drop points, we drop points straight after.
That's what I said. So we're already shorthanded. We're at the lowest of the low. 22 play. We're shorthanded. 3 games, a break, 3 games, break, 3 games. Who's gonna survive this? What with these old men we got in midfield? Jorginho, Party.
Yeah.
We got.
and that's the thing. That's the thing about it is that these games got something on them. These are actually games. It's on them where you normally in certain games like the League Cup and the FA Cup, you can. Well, I don't think you should get away with resting players, but the manager rests players, and there seems to be empathy from a lot of fans. But with the Champions League, you can't. This is a different kettle of fish, mate. This is proper.
This is what these fans have been hyping up for fucking years.
Yeah, Kenny, this is what Kenny. This is what they get. They wanted this. They said if we get into Europe, we can go get world-class players. They sat right there and chastised me and Lee. In the chat, Jazz was there. Jazz was in the chat. They said we would get what are y'all complaining about? We get champion world-class players.
Second season in the Champions League. Look at what we do this summer. Okay, Raheem Sterling on loan then, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, we ready to roll. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna find out this season what this Champions League all about. Look, compare and you Aston Villa, all these teams to find out what time it is.
You know what? It's going back to basics now. It's basically like it's probably like old-fashioned, roll your sleeves up, one game at a time.
That's it.
And
that's
normally you use those abbreviations when you're on a title running. But now, because of the fact that we've got so many games thick and fast, we've got injuries. But let's face it, Declan's going to be back for Man City. He's going to be back for Atalanta, and he's going to play for Man City. So this is a player that was telling anyone who listened he's running on empty. Well, running empty. So we're going to have to, use him. But that's what I say about football. These managers who say they like to operate, with smaller squads, they're fools themselves.
Can we just add in as well, yeah? Declan Rice has been booked 3 times this season, so he's two away from another suspension.
Yeah. And he's going to get booked. He's going to get booked. He's a midfielder. So he's
definitely going to get booked in the City game. We know that's coming in the City game.
He'll get booked in the City game. He'll get booked in the Leicester game. Which
he's
means he'll then miss the game after that.
He's got to make tackles. So it's definitely, personally, in terms.
And if I'm him, I'm deliberately getting booked so I can miss a game like Southampton rather than missing Liverpool at home or Newcastle away. I'll make sure I get booked.
You see, the problem we've got is a double-edged sword because of Man City's how do I say it? Big game mentality. What's that word you use in terms of monster mentality? We've got to be immaculate in every game. We've got to win virtually every game to compete with that lot. So him.
No, Kenny, I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. I've seen so many people say that. Yeah, you have to be near flawless and this. Bro, they dropped points in 10 games last season.
Yeah,
that's over 25% of the season.
You know what the word needs to be used.
You don't have to win every game. All you have to do, is beat them. Yeah. At least once. In fact, you don't even need to beat them. Just win every game.
Just be consistent.
Or you don't even need to win every game. Just win more games than them. This is where we go wrong. We drew 5, they drew 7. We lost 5, they lost 3.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. You're going back a couple of seasons, but I'm saying, look, this season, this Man City team looks like it means business. That they're not gonna give Arsenal how do I say it, a leg up or head start. They're not going to do it. The fact that they signed Savio, the fact that they got Goldron back, they mean business. This Man City team is there to be all conquering every competition, but especially the league. As much as they're happy they won the league last season, the season before.
Oh, they won the Champions League.
Yeah. In fact, the way I look at it, they're not going to say, right, we got lucky in the last 2 seasons where they gave us a league. This season, we have to assume that we can't keep on, going through this
If we don't win these next 2 games, let's assume we can take 1 point out of the next 2. We're finished. The title's done, mate. Yeah, and just for Jonathan in the chat, big up Jonathan in the chat. He says City get over 90 points every season. Well, that's factually incorrect. They won it on 89 last season. Yeah, and 2 seasons ago, they won it on 86.
Yeah, so
which is ironically what Poch got when Conte got 95.
The problem why we don't have the problem why Arsenal has not won the title 2 years in a row is because we're not consistent.
Exactly.
1 win in 7 the holiday fixtures. Then you go back to the 93% in the last several games there. We were not consistent. Where they are consistent when it counts, whereas we are not consistent.
And I see a lot of people saying there's a comment in there from that same guy from earlier. How long did it take Pep to win the Champions League? I don't know. How many years was he at Barca before he won it?
Well,
I don't know. How many years at Barca was he before he won the Champions League?
His first full season after Rijkaard went, he won the Champions League.
Well, there you go. 1 season then. First full season. So I don't know what that guy's talking about. And not only that, he's trying to be smart. He's trying to make out because he's in the Premier League. Cool. Let me tell you right now, when people want to sit there and say, we can't compete with Pep. We beat Pep in a semi-final to get to the final that this manager won. We beat Pep last season at the Emirates. Not only that, and I'll land it. I'll drop.
I got some.
Yeah. Not only that, yeah, he wasn't in the Europa League, mate. And we've been in it 3 times under this manager.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lee, I got something for you. Arsene Wenger beat Pep right here at Emirates Stadium. We watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it. So all this stuff about we can't beat Pep, Pep is unstoppable, Pep is this and Pep is that. Tired of hearing it, man.
Hey, guys, you know another thing as well. Before we get to that question, yeah, because save it, Des. This Man City that Man City side that won the treble in 23, and that Man City side that won the league last season. They are not the level of that Man City side that won the league in 2018, 100 points. That Man City side was a monster side. That Man City side that got 98 points to Liverpool's 97 was a monster side. The Man City sides that we compete against are, in my opinion, are inferior to those sides. The only common denominator that I call their equaliser is Erling Haaland. You think about that. You look at that team Man City had in 2018 when they got 100 points, and that team that lost to Spurs in the Champions League quarter final but won the league that season. That team was a team of giants compared to this team. I think this team that Pep has got right now is on the level of the Man City teams of 2018 and 2019. I generally think that's why I think we've got to be immaculate.
That comment right there from Lou Bear Grylls. That comment, yeah, sums it all up. Sums it all up. Pep faces the same teams in the league as Arsenal. Why do people pretend he's of any relevance? You either win what you should or you don't. And guess what? We've seen Alec Ferguson lose twice to Man City in a season and still win the title. We see last season Pep not beat us at all. He got 1 point out of us last season and win the title. The only top 6 teams they beat last season were Man United and Tottenham. They drew with Chelsea twice. They lost to us. They drew with Liverpool twice. They lost to us. Yeah, they lost to they drew with Tottenham once and then beat them, and they beat Man United home and away. So the only team that actually done the double over in the top 6 Man United. This myth that you can't beat Pep, yeah, it's irrelevant. You can lose to Pep twice and still win the title, mate. Yeah, but going and losing to Fulham and to West Ham, drawing with Chelsea, drawing with Tottenham at home, yeah, like what we're doing here. The season before when we're drawing 3-3 with Southampton, drawing with West Ham 2-0 up. Like, what are we doing? You don't have to beat Pep. You can lose both games to Pep and still win a title. So this myth, and whoever, it's probably that Mutant channel that started it, that myth needs to be put in the bin. The same as the myth about Champions League gets you better footballers. We got Mikel Merino in, mate. And Calafiori, and Sterling and Norbert.
You didn't hear anything last week. Well, before last, whenever it was, when we played Brighton, you never heard anybody say, "Oh man, we dropped 2 points. We're dropping points." Nobody said anything. Oh, they were worried about the referee. Nobody mentioned the fact that we've already started the process of what we cannot do. If you plan on doing anything against City this year in a challenge for this title in the league this year. This is why I get the umps with Arsenal fans when they go excuses. Oh, we can't beat this man. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, we can't do that. I watch all these other teams, Palace, everybody else roll up in there, and they get the job done. Whether with less resources. I told
you was on the show yesterday, Jez, with me and LB. Yeah, LB said, that ain't guaranteed that we beat Brentford at home.
Yeah,
he said that because that's their bogey team. They've beaten them the last 2 times they played them.
Every Arsenal fan wants to think, oh well, man, if we do this, if we do that. No, if we win the games that we need to win, when we're in when you got the run in that we've got this run in coming up, if you do what you're supposed to do, you'll find yourself in a favorable position. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're going to find yourself in an unfavorable position. It's just that simple. This is year 5, y'all. Y'all know how this works. We've been dealing with City for 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing's changed. They're the benchmark. We got to overtake it. What you going to do about it? That's where we at now. I'm tired of hearing these excuses.
Facts.
I'm just going to say it's over 600 in here watching. Smash the likes up, people. Sub if you are new. Reese has come up with a good question here for the panel. How much of an impact do you reckon a protest outside the Emirates would do getting Edu, Garlic and Arteta out of the club? Personally, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think you get enough people currently to make an impact. That's my honest opinion.
Now, right now, it's not going to happen that way. It would literally take people getting bust up in the stadium, because we saw that with Turkish. When Turkish went down there to protest, 5 or 6 people showed up, and one was a delivery guy dropping off a pizza. So I mean, literally, man, until people decide that they want to get really serious about it, nothing's changing anytime soon. The only way they'll get people to get upset this year, we fall out of top 4. Then that's when you'll start hearing people saying, "What's going on?" Nobody's going to be complaining about this Carabao Cup. Only people like us will be talking about, well, why are we throwing away another cup competition? But most of these fans are fixated on the Premier League, and that's it. And until we get knocked out of the Premier League, knocked out of that, and then out of the top 4 competition, nobody's going to complain. It's going to take something drastic. Arsenal fans never move until there's something drastic that happens, and you saw it this week. Something drastic happened, and now you've got a result. Everybody wants to know, what's going on? Why are we short? What's going on? Well, we told y'all this, and I'm telling you now. When we get knocked out of the top 4, then that's when you're going to see people start complaining and whining and moaning. If Spurs win a trophy, if they finish above us, you'll start hearing people whine and complain. Other than that, nothing's changing. No time soon. No.
Kenny, I mean, you're the soldier on the ground, in the front line. Do you honestly think right now, let's say, hypothetically, Kenny, let's say we're in a shit position come December. Let's say we're sitting in 6th, 7th. Do you honestly think a protest? Do you think there'll be enough fans to actually make an influence?
The days of protesting against any form of employee at the football club is over. It's not happening again. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. They, as far as they're concerned, they've done their bit in terms of like the people who protested. For Arsene Wenger to leave the football club, and they protested because they thought the club weren't going to spend money. Right now, there's no appetite for any kind of protest. There's appetite for some sort of criticism, but the criticism is minor. As far as, unfortunately, we are still in the minority when it comes to asking questions. And if there is any sort of criticism, that will get abated if we win a few games. Right now, we got players injured. Odegaard's injured. They're not happy with the fact that the squad is looking thin. If we lose against Spurs and we lose against Man City, yes, the angle will be, like I said, will be palpable. People will go on social media, can express their dissatisfaction. But if we go on and run of games like we did last season, that people will fall back in love with Arteta. You have to look at the Christmas period. There was a lot of, there was an undercurrent of anger towards the manager and towards the club, because we couldn't beat West Ham, we couldn't beat Fulham, and then Liverpool knocked us out of the cup. As soon as we beat Crystal Palace and went on that run of games, it was all forgotten. Everyone was loving the Arteta again. We were the bad guys. And everyone's saying, we're saying, you don't know what is going on behind the scenes, that Arteta sort the club from top to bottom, and that the money he's spending, is catch-up money. The 700 million pound is catch-up money because we're behind the big team. No, that was something.
I'm just thinking about it.
That was well, and but you do get comments like that. So that's what our fans at the moment. They're not committed protesters anymore. They are firmly behind this manager. They'll even argue behind it. In fact, they think that we are probably inmates or patients of Broadmoor because we can't see what Arteta does.
Yeah, you played that.
I've got a question. Sorry, Matty. I've got a question then. I'll just very quickly do this super chat from Kyle Walsh Gunner. Big up, man. Thank you. Hope you're feeling better. Matty, what did I say? We are winning nothing. That is true. Right. I've got this question, right? This is just coming to my head about the fact of protests don't work no more. Yeah, I get that. Those days are gone. But I just don't understand, right, what people see in Arteta, because at the end of the day, if he fails, let's surely, please, if you're a football fan of the club, right, and come, as I said, come December, we're in 6th or 7th, that's pretty much our season done. Surely, to God, Lee, and I'll ask you, surely fans are going to turn and say enough is enough.
Enough have already woken up this summer window, mate. Yeah, we're seeing people. Matty, you've seen it as well. I'm sure some of you other guys. 3-hour live streams from people that ain't streamed for time. They ain't streamed for months. They ain't streamed for weeks. And all of a sudden, it's an emergency. Oh dear, Odegaard's out. Emergency. What we're gonna do? Oh, maybe we should have done this in the window. Maybe we should have done that in the window. Yeah, some of the biggest podcasts out there. Yeah, you know the types, Kenny.
Vanguard.
Vanguard. that comment was funny. Yeah, the biggest pompous condescending twats that get the journalists on there. Yeah, sitting there, all having kittens because now what we're going to do? We've got a midfield conundrum. They're all coming to reality, mate, that they've been lying through their teeth. And if they haven't been lying through their teeth, yeah, then they're more stupid than I thought they were. Yeah, but this season, it's going to go one way or the other. We're either going to get in the top 4 and they're all going to carry on with this bullshit and say, well, we had a lot of injuries. If we get a couple of players in, we had a thin squad, that one will be back again. Yeah. We go again. Or it's going to be complete capitulation. There's no in between. We ain't winning nothing. Let's just be real with that. He's going to bin that League Cup, whether it be against Bolton or the next round. He's binning that.
We know it's gone.
Yeah. We know we ain't winning the league. We know we ain't winning the Champions League. Yeah. And if we're there or thereabouts in the top 4, yeah, which we probably should be by Christmas, although you never know with the run of fixtures around October, November. Yeah, he'll throw the FA Cup in the bin again.
Yeah, it's going to
round we go.
That's going to happen anyway because they're going to cite the fact that it's high. Well, they're going to throw it in the bin. The reason why they're throwing it in the bin because we've got 2 more league games in January for the Champions League. So I'll leave it to you guys. FA Cup or Champions League? FA Cup or Champions League?
I don't care either.
I want both. I'm greedy. But the football club, the manager...
Get some pork chops in you, Kenny.
Yeah. The manager on the sly is going to say, no, Champions League. They're going to want to get as far... You think about the money they're making with the 8 games. Supposing if there's a playoff game, that's more money made.
I told you...
If they get to at least a quarterfinal, the amount of money they've made.
They've already made I think was it 100 million? I told you they doubled the just with qualifying to get in there what it is. So yeah, he's gonna put the onus on that. First off, this manager ain't winning nothing this year. Right. It don't matter across the board. He ain't winning nothing this year. Not with this team the way it's constructed. We're not even winning. We're not even in the shot for the FA Cup. So I'll go ahead and throw it out there so everybody don't start feeling good. We're not winning that. We don't have this team. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record. We don't have enough to compete on all fronts this year. I think I said that last year. We just don't have enough, y'all. And we've seen it now. And what did I tell you this morning, Lee? We talked for an hour. I said, Lee, we're going to see some injuries the next 3 games. I told you, we're going to see some injuries. You're going to probably see one Sunday. This team is for to start falling apart because these players have been ran through. Wait till when Soccer get injured. Wait till the wheels come off the Cadillac. Wait until the wheels come off. And then people are going to start seeing this. This is why he said what he said. People we hadn't seen stream in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. I'm looking at 3.5-hour shows. Somebody in the chat, one of the chats suggested to the same person, one of the person I was watching, they said, well, what about Jorginho? They said, hell no. I said, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because this back in the spring, everybody was saying Jorginho could do a job. Now all of a sudden, y'all don't want him in there. So wait a minute now. Wait, we can't have it both ways. Y'all said we need to re-sign this guy, which they did for a year. And then now all of a sudden, he can't get the job done. So why did y'all want us to hamstring the team when we didn't need him? See, all of these people have come out and said for years that this bench was loaded. We were ready to go. It's fixed. He's done a great job. He's moved all the map, the attitudes and everybody out. And now you realize we don't have anything. This manager has no like players can come off the bench. People keep going back to City's bench. Oh, well, look at City's bench. City has constructed their team to compete on all fronts. So if a player is holding this out, we'll put Grealish in there. Let him play. Okay,
And they
well,
rotate their players.
Rotate the players around. We don't have a team that can be rotated. We've
seen Man City players score a hat trick and get benched the next game. We've seen it happen to Mahrez twice. I know he's not there anymore. Yeah, we've seen it happen to Foden, scored a hat trick, bench for the next game. Yeah, we've seen Erling Haaland sat on the bench multiple times since he's been in England. And we're like, rah, Haaland's on the bench.
He was gone for 37 games last year. He was gone for 37 games. If we lose Odegaard for 37, if he takes 37 games off, what you think happens? If any player in our team take 37, a critical player take 37 games off, what you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen to this team? Kevin
De Bruyne was out for 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah. 5 months. Now what they've done is they've gotten, well, Gundo's not happy. We'll bring him back. Yeah, no transfer fee. Yeah, he's probably on less wages than when he left.
Lee, hey, let's not forget. He would have came to us last summer had they made a move for him. And we turned it down. No, we don't want Gundogan. No, we don't want. No, he's too old. We don't want that.
This comment here, right? Ahmed says, "How can you get 84 points and 89 points and not be consistent? We're not as consistent as City, but you can't say we're not consistent.
We're consistently with nothing.
1-7.
We're consistently with nothing, mate. We are consistent.
Yeah, 1-0.
We went from trophy drought for over a decade.
Fellas, we went from 4th to 5th in the same week.
Man, it's not washing no more. And this season, if it goes south, and we pray it doesn't go south, it's not going to wash at all. It's not washing.
Look how many injuries Liverpool had last season.
They had Clark.
Look how many injuries Man United had last season, and they still won a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. They actually beat Pep.
Newcastle had 16. I think Newcastle had 16 at one point, and they still managed to hang in there.
They had 5 right backs. Yeah, they had 5 fullbacks as their defense at one point. Newcastle.
This sums it up, right? This is the plastics in the fan base.
Yeah, he obviously watches Terry Talks Bollocks. Yeah, let me just dissect this real quick. 4 gears.
Let me tell you something.
Go on. Get the pork chops out, Kenny.
I know for a fact, right, that for you to say that you are not, for a start, you only be supporting Arsenal for 5 minutes. Secondly, you watch our games for abroad. You don't go to games. You got no right to tell us to go and support Real Madrid. You got no right, because at the end of the day, I grew up in Islington. And I've been supporting this club all my life. Excuse me, mate. If you really want me to play your game, I'll go every game. I'm the real Arsenal fan. You're not. You're just an armchair fan. You don't like that, do you, Ahmed? You hate that. The fact that I've gone out like I'm more superior to you because I go to games. You don't like it. So if you don't like what I just said, don't dish it out. These are bad opinions. Not everyone has the same opinion as Lyle and co, and thinks that we're all part of the get along gag. Not everyone's got the same opinion as other podcasters you may respect. If you're dissatisfied with how we feel, then I've got a list of podcasters that you can go and watch. I've got their names. I haven't got their numbers. I'll give you a list right now. Ask me nicely, and I can give you the names. You can go to AFTV. You can go to my mate Lee Judges. You can go to, Tom Canton, Gooner Talk. You can go to my good friend.
Gale.
All different people. You can go to even the other channels.
She knows nothing.
Yeah. You don't have to come here and tell us to go and support another club, because we've criticised the management because they let an injured player go on international duty to go and to aggravate an injury, so he's out for nearly 10 games. You can't have a go at us because his ready-made replacement was allowed to go out on loan when we already got rid of the deadwood and recruits about nearly £100 million in transfer fees.
The fixed bench, by the way, it's not the deadwood. It was the fixed bench.
Ahmed, if you're not happy, you leave the show.
This guy here, I'm gonna read it out again because I want to drop the hammer when I get through. And Jez, I'm gonna get ready to scoot out of here after this. 4 geezers that think Arsenal are Real Madrid. The reality is we've won 13 titles in 100 years of our existence. If winning is all that matters, then you go support Real Madrid. Let me ask you a question, my friend. How long has Man City been around? And how many times do they have? Because they're right behind our ass in 100 years. And they just started taking the football serious. And they were relegated one time, by the way. and came back, and they've got 10
They
titles.
were in Division 2 at one point.
Yeah, they were way down the totem pole. Anybody remember? This is the fan. This is the Arsenal fan right here that keeps Mikel Arteta here 30 years.
Do you know what? Do you know what's crazy as well? Yeah, when he said, "We've won 13 titles in 100 years." Yeah, well, I've seen 5 of them, mate.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
We've all seen 5 of them.
Yeah.
In fact, you guys have seen 6, you and Jez, because you see 71 as well. Well, Kenny, you weren't born actually. You were 72.
No, I didn't see 71.
Jez has seen 71. Yeah, so Jez has seen 6. The rest of us here have seen 5. Yeah, Jez has seen 10 FA Cup wins. We've all seen 9. We've seen 2 League Cup wins. We've seen a Cup Winners' Cup win. Yeah. We've seen Champions League finals. We've seen doubles, invincibles. What are you fucking waffling about?
Yeah.
And let me tell you right now, right, in 2002, probably before you were born, 2002, we did a double, by the way. Our guy, our top boy, Sir Peter Hillwood, stood there addressing the world that we got funding for that soulless scumbag stadium. Yeah. And we're going to go and compete for the biggest honours in football with Europe's elite. Well, what are Real Madrid, mate? Oh, they're Europe's elite. Let me tell you about Real Madrid real quick, because I support them as well, mate, because I'm a fake overseas fan now. Yeah, because that's how we roll, isn't it? Right? Yeah, that's how we roll. Yeah, let me tell you about Real Madrid. Yeah, let me tell you about Real Madrid real quick, mate. Yeah, they won more trophies in the last, few months, but we'll take the whole of last season and the start of this season. They've won 4 trophies. We've won 4 in 17 years. Yeah, they've won more Champions Leagues in the last decade. Yeah. Than we've won trophies in the last 17 years. What are we doing here, mate? Yeah, not only that, when people say, oh, we can't compete with them, we've outspent them since 2012.
Fact.
Not only that, since this lot last won a league title, because if you want to go down this route, bro, I can do it with Bayern Munich, I can do it with Chelsea, I can do it with Arsenal, I can do it with all the clubs, because it's up here. Yeah. Last time this lot won a league was 2004. Since then, Real Madrid have had 16 managers. 16. 16. Bayern Munich have had 19. Yeah, both of them have won over 30 trophies. Barcelona have had 11 and won 37 trophies. Yeah, Chelsea have had 21. Yeah, and guess what? Oh, they've won over 20 trophies as well. It's almost like sacking the fucking shit manager gets you a result, isn't it? What are we doing here?
Ahmed, that's complete rubbish. You're a supporter of the club. You should start supporting. What do you think I'm doing, you idiot?
Exactly.
Exactly. This is where it's all wrong, Kenny. Yeah, these men sit there and think through thick and thin, 100%. You're spot on. He lives abroad, and that's not a diss at all the overseas fans, because we get them supporting us. Matty's overseas. I'm overseas. Yeah. The thing is, these men have been conned into thinking that you have to suck off everything about the football club. Yeah, because otherwise you're a fake fan. No, you're not. Go and ask Madristas. Yeah. If they're fake, after 10 days after they won a European Super Cup a couple of weeks back, 5 days later or 4 days later, they booed their team off at half time against the newly promoted team, 0-0. Are they fake? They've just seen a trophy 4 days, 10 days earlier, whatever it was. Oh, look what they've done for the club. That's the 4th trophy they've seen since May. Well, actually, they won the Super Cup, but that was earlier. Now, let me just land this, Kenny. Sorry. Right? Now, fast forward again, to the following round of La Liga games. From 20 minutes in to that Real Madrid at home to Real Betis, who have got rid of Fekir, they've got rid of Jose Perez, they've got rid of the left back whose name I can't remember now. Good left back. Anyway, either way, they've got rid of them. Isco's out injured, their best player. Yeah, all of them players, they were cooking Real Madrid. It was 0-0 at the time. Yeah, from 20 minutes in all the way to half time, them 85,000 Madrid fans were whistling, jeering, and booing. Yeah, are they fake fans? Are they fake fans? Because it's almost like booing and jeering and telling your team, do fucking better, seems to work for that lot. So why can't it work for us? Oh, I'll tell you why. Yeah, one quick book, so I know you've got to shoot. One real quick point as well, yeah? Real Madrid have more fans in Spain than any other club. Real Madrid have more fans around the world than any other club. Why are they not infested with this loser mentality?
Remember I told you the other night, Lee, I took you down memory lane and I showed you when the Boue got booed off the pitch. And we were winning the game.
Yep.
But we was in the middle of a title charge. Bro.
I guarantee he was cheering Frankfurt goals against Unai Emery's Arsenal. I guarantee he was fuming about Granit Xhaka throwing the armband on the floor. Guarantee it. These men chat shit.
He was probably cussing Son early back in May. Probably was cussing him.
Yeah,
too.
14 for me. He was on his knees because Son missed deliberately. Get out of it, man. Yeah, go and have your little love fest, mate.
But you know, with Man City, right?
Nice one, mate.
You know, it's not about the money, right? It's not about the money, right? Man City haven't outspent, been big spenders. But the reason why a lot of people, you know, think that Man City bought success, just like they thought Chelsea bought success. You know, the common denominator between Man City and Chelsea, all the players they've bought have been successes, and a lot of Arsenal fans can't handle that. So because we've spent a lot of money and some of our players haven't landed on the spot like Man City's have, and that is the problem. Man City spent money well spent on their facilities. They spent money well spent on the people behind the scenes, and they got the managers who are successful. That's what happens. You can't just say, "Oh, City is financial doping." The only reason why you're upset about it is because those people have been successful. There's a lot of clubs like Man United, since the Glazers have been there, the Glazers have taken out 1.2 billion quid, but they spent probably just as much as that. Those players they bought haven't been successful. Anthony, Lukaku, Maguire, they haven't been successes that De Bruyne's been. You know, people like Kompany, people like Edison, you know, players like, Mahrez when he came, Haaland, all those players that Man City have bought, Godwin, David Silva, Aguero, they were successes. And that's the
Walker,
difference.
Nathan Ake, Akanji, they're all Edison. Edison gets paid, by the way, 75 grand a week. We've got about 19 players on over 100 grand a week. Edison's won how many trophies? And he's on 75 grand a week. We were paying Edward and Nketiah 100 grand a week. And these men are the reason we were paying him that, because he scored 4 goals that took us from 4th to 5th. Yeah, and they said, oh, he can do a job. Now they're all cheering that he's gone. Yeah, they're all cheering Smith Rowe's gone. We've got Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. Give him number 10. Shut up. That's a disrespect to this geezer here, mate. Yeah. Yeah, giving Eddie Nketiah that guy's number. Are you taking the piss?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the reason, and I've said it for years to everyone. The biggest single problem at this football club is the fans. Yeah, because the Cronkies are only serving up what the fans are accept. If the fans are booing every week and the fans are jeering after the trophy 4 days later, that keeps Perez on his toes. Why? Because they own their club, the fans. Yeah, they own their club. So now they vote their president in. Papa Perez. Yeah, he now has to do the job and land a decent player every summer. Otherwise, their fans are going to kick off and then he'll get voted out. Yeah, this is why they keep winning. Yeah, and people sit there chatting shit like this guy. Yeah, he's clearly trolling, right?
No, I don't know what Lee. I don't think he is. I think he's trolling us, but I think he genuinely believes.
Yeah, he does. He's never seen us win a league title, can he?
That's it. I think he's
never seen us be good. He latched onto this football club, after a Champions League final. Yeah, when we were playing in the Emirates, and we were playing tiki-taki football with Rosicky, Wilshere, and Cesc. That's when he latched onto this football club. So he's seen 4 FA Cups. Thinks that everything. What he was putting in the chat earlier, 115, bro. You watch too much Terry Flowers, bro.
Yeah, but think about the 115. Ahmed, do you know actually what the charges are? Because I don't. I don't know what Man City is supposed to have done wrong. All I know is that the Premier League have laid out 115 charges. Said there's 115 charges, but because Man City are the team that's dominating, and because they're probably obstacles to our success, right? Basically, that Man City are guilty before they've been found innocent. So
and when they get found innocent, it'll be, they paid them off. They pay this corruption. They paid them off.
In a day, we're going on like the Red Cartel of Liverpool, Man United. As Arsenal fans, we should be ashamed of that. But the fact is, if Man City were able to defeat UEFA on what I believe, although I don't know word for word what the charges are, but if it's similar to what UEFA try to charge them with, what makes you think the Premier League is going to be able to find them guilty when UEFA couldn't do it?
They got the best KC in England. They got the best barrister in England, mate, representing them. They're Man City are getting off on everything pretty much. Not only that. How did the charges stop us beating fucking West Ham last season and Fulham?
Exactly.
These are excuses, mate. I'm sick to death of them. Yeah. The fact and reality is, we have outspent Man City since Arteta's been here. They've made 70 million profit in that time. We've done 800 million. What are we doing here? Yeah, what are we doing here? Man said, "Where's our European Cup?" 94, mate. Cup Winners' Cup against Parma. Bosh. Yeah, good luck getting another one. Yeah, make the most of them ones, lads.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Don't have a go at successful clubs and start accusing them of spending money when you spend just as much money as everyone as them to catch
until
up.
the cowboy rocked up, Kenny. Sorry to cut in there. Until the cowboy rocked up at Chelsea that we thought was a cowboy. However, he's just shown everyone that he's found loophole after loophole after loophole. So what the fuck are our owners doing? He found a loophole on 8-year contracts. He found a loophole on selling assets to his own other company, clearly. Yeah. He's found another loophole, which will get him out of this other fucking charges. He'll find another loophole and another loophole.
Yeah, but Lee, this is Arsenal, clean Arsenal. You know, like we like to do things the right way. Is that why when Spurs were giving out unpaid loans to their players, I wonder who they got that idea from. Yeah, they got it from Arsenal.
But this is how you know, Kenny. These men don't know the history of our football club. Yeah, why was we put back in the top league? They don't even know who Norris is, mate. Henry Norris. They ain't got fucking clue why we were called the Bank of England club. Yeah, they ain't got no clue about anything because you know why? They'd rather sit online, pretend that supporting the club through thick and thin, is being a proper fan, which is why they don't get accepted by a lot of fans. Yeah, Matty's a cool guy, bruv. He knows his history. He's on the podcast all the time. He says what he thinks. Yeah, these men are just happy-go-lucky. I've latched onto Arsenal because of Wenger and they played sexy football. Didn't really win much. We blame Chelsea because of Abramovich. We're blame the Sheikh. Oh, and we blame Fergie because he had all the refs in his pocket. Yeah. Oh, the poor me. Wenger coming out. Oh, we can't compete financially. Why'd you look at me? Yeah. Poor Arsenal. Poor Arsenal. Poor Arsenal. Fact and reality is we've outspent most of these clubs. We've outspent City until Bowley rocked up. We'd outspent Chelsea. Yeah. And in fact, if you look at their summer window, they actually only spent about 30 million quid or something. Ridiculous because of all the sales. Why is it? Yeah, we have to rip contracts up. They sold a lad called Humphreys Chelsea this summer. He's never kicked ball for the first team. They got 17 million quid from Burnley for him. How can they sell properly? Because we sold Aaron Ramsdale for 1 million more with 7 million add-ons. How comes Man City can sell asset after asset after asset from their fucking youth academy? Yeah, since Pep's been there, they've sold over 400 million quid's worth of youth academy players. 400 million, Kenny.
Yeah, all good assets.
We're ripping them up or letting them leave for free. Chelsea got Amari Hutchinson for nothing from us. He's played 49 minutes over 2 games for the first team. They sold him to Ipswich for 28 million. Edwin should be sacked.
But again, it's not difficult. But that's the problem with Arsenal Football Club. I always say that it's very difficult to do that kind of business if you don't have genuine assets. Yeah, and the problem we've got is that Chelsea players and Man City players are at genuine assets, sellable assets. We've got players that come from a great academy, in Hale End. But in terms of the business we're doing, they're clearly not assets because players. Other clubs don't want them.
No, they do want them, but they're not prepared to pay for them because our board are stupid. Yeah, when they do rocks up with Richard Garlick and Tim Lewis, and whoever else is on Lord Peckham or whatever his name is, Lord Harris of Peckham, mate, just turn it in, mate. You're touching 90. Like, do me a favour here, or touching 80 or whatever. Turn it in, mate. 90. He's only there for the dividends every year. Let's just stop playing games here, right? Let's just be real with it. We've let a kid go. We've let a kid go to Man United for free. Yeah, we've let another one go the other day. What was his name? I think he's a Polish lad. What was his fucking name? Where did he go? He went a goalkeeper. He went to Man United. Yeah, he was a goalkeeper from our academy. He went to Man United for free the other day. Yeah, he's 20-year-old goalkeeper. I think he's Polish or Czech. Yeah, Eastern European surname. He went to Man United for free the other day. Yeah, from our academy. Chido Obi Martin went for free from our academy. Yeah, we had Amari Hutchinson go to Chelsea for free. They didn't sell him for 28 million after 49 minutes of football for Chelsea for 28 million. Yeah, look at all the other players that are leaving. for free. This is the difference between our hierarchy and Chelsea and Man City's hierarchy. They get big money for their youngsters. We let ours leave for free. Then we rip up the contracts of the players that we've got because we've overpaid the dickheads in the first place, which is going to be a capitulation coming up in the next 2 years. Because when this manager finally finds some shame and leaves, we've now got 29 on 280 grand a week. We've got Martinelli on 180 grand a week. Gabby Jesus 265, Odegaard 240, Rice 240. Who's buying these players?
But two of those players you mentioned, like you mentioned Gabriel Martinelli. There's a lot of fans who would rather Sterling start ahead of him.
But they're the reason he got 180 grand, Kenny.
Kenny, I just want to do these super chats, mate, which are building up. And I've got a great question, which actually links to what you are talking about. Manuel Fernandez, thank you, man, for your super chat. Even Dortmund has won more leagues than us since 2004.
And they compete with one of the best sides in the world, where they shouldn't even be in the same. They shouldn't even be in the same pitch as them, because if you look at Dortmund and look at all the clubs in Germany, a lot of them have encountered financial trouble, and they had to get a loan from Bayern Munich in order to keep them ticking over whilst they got through their financial difficulty. In fact, whenever these clubs like your Leverkusen's, your Bayern Munich's, previous to that was Kaiserslautern, competed with Bayern Munich bought their best players off them. And the reason why these clubs didn't complain, because Bayern Munich has helped them financially. But in terms of like expenditure, these teams shouldn't be able to even compete with Bayern Munich. What Leverkusen did last season is a miracle. What Dortmund did under Klopp, and what even did before that, they under Hitzfeld, is a miracle, because Bayern Munich are just like a monster club. Now you look at us. In terms of what we're doing, we seem to have an inferior complex. In the 80s, we had an inferiority complex against Liverpool until George Graham came. In the 90s, it was Man United, then Arsene Wenger came, and then after we competed with them and went past them, we let them back in, and then they went past us, and then we got an inferiority complex against Chelsea and Man City, and it's still there. And that's why I get angry at people like Ahmed, because the reason I get angry with him is because you claim, like me, that we're the third biggest club in the country. So if you think we're the third biggest club in the country, why do you have a pessimistic view of our ambitions? Why do you think that we should be happy with what we got? Because, Arsenal having that history of winning trophies, but you're happy to call us a big club. You're happy to look down your nose at Spurs. Well, ain't good here. Big clubs in Europe do win more than Arsenal, and win more consistently than Arsenal. Look at Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid shouldn't even be competing with Real Madrid.
Bilbao, forget Atleti. Bilbao won a trophy last season. Bilbao, they only get players from a pool of 2 million fucking capacity in the Basque region. Exactly. And they're the second most successful Copa del Rey winners in Spain. They've got more Copa del Reys than Real Madrid.
Wow. So what I don't understand is why the pessimism? And why do you want us to be pessimistic about our ambitions? Why can't we be ambitious? Why can't we say, hang on here, we're not satisfied with finishing second. 84 points is a poor return, because we were 8 points ahead of Man City in April 23. That period, we're 8 points ahead of Man City. Why shouldn't we say we're disappointed because it was in our hands after we drew Man City at their ground, and all we had to do is win every game? But we lost at home to Aston Villa.
But then they'll say, and I've seen this on podcasts this last couple of days or so, the last 3-4 days. Well, in fact, since the Brighton loss, it felt like a loss. It was a draw. Since then, all I've seen is, but the points tally is like, you got to be flawless. But the league's so much harder now. Absolute rubbish. I sat on a stream the other day, and you know football better than I ever will, Kenny, and you, Jez, Everton, Norwich, Derby, all these teams from back in the day, Blackburn, every single one of them had a killer up front. Every single one of them. Where are the killers up front in these teams now? They're just happy to get the money. Yeah, which is why the points tally has gone up, because the better teams are so much better. We used to go and play. We used to go and play Bolton. They had Yuri Julkaev, JJ Okocha, yeah, even Campo. You used to go to Everton. You used to go to Everton, yeah, right. They had Stephen Pienaar. Yeah, they're players like what's his name? The Australian lad, Tim Cahill. Yeah, you go to Norwich, Darren Huckabee.
He was a good player for them. Arteta was a good player for them.
Yeah, Duncan Ferguson a little bit earlier before that as well. You go to Norwich, they had Darren Huckabee. You go to Derby, they had Paolo One-Chop. Yeah, like all of these ballers. Yes, Rocky Santa Cruz at Blackburn. Where are these ballers now? Where are they? Yakubu at Portsmouth
don't exist anymore, mate.
That's what I'm saying, and this is why when people sit there and go, "Oh, but it's so much harder to win the league now than it was back then." No, it ain't. No, the points tally has gone up because the rest of the teams are shit. Whereas the rest of the teams, with Southampton, with Matt Letizia single-handedly keeping that team in the league. Yeah. Kevin Phillips at Sunderland, Michu at Swansea. Yeah, and this is my point. Yeah, these people that say that have only started supporting this club from when they were around 10 years after they were born. They can't help when they're born, but at least learn the fucking history of our club. And when people want to bang on about 13 trophies in 100 years, yeah, cool. I've seen 5 of them, mate. Jez has seen 6. Kenny's seen 5. Yeah. So, yes, a lot of them were in the 30s. Cool. However, what we've grown up on, and especially me being a little bit younger, the entire time I've supported this football club, I have seen success, in every other year. 17 trophies out of 36 years supporting. We went 9 years without a trophy and 4.5 currently. And my missus is ringing me. 1 second, I'll be back.
That's right, mate. I'll just do this super chat from Dow. Be up, Dow. 20 years of mediocrity, fellas. I'm over it. Great show today, legends. Thank you, mate. As always, you're an absolute top man. GDJ Madrid, thank you again, mate, for another super chat. Difference we have, no loyalty to anyone but my club. True.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Exactly. Jack says, look at the youth players Pep has brought through, Kenny. Now look at the youth players who've left since Arteta took over at Arsenal. Why does Arteta not bring through youth talent? Well,
this is his chance now. This is his chance now. We've got an injury crisis. He's promoted Skelly and Wanyeri to the first team squad. You know, don't wait. If they're good enough, why are you waiting till the why are you waiting to the League Cup? Well, we're going to need them now, because if we get another injury or another suspension, we've got to play them. You think about it, the midfield's better. The strike, the front three. You know, there isn't a backup for Saka, but there's a few backups for the left-sided forwards. Let's face it, any Arsenal fan who thinks that Saka's, Sterling's been brought as a backup for Saka is on Claire Cuckoo land. The reason why I'm not insulting them, we all know what's the situation with Arteta. We all know that Arteta likes left-footed players to play on the right and right-footed players to play on the left. So that's why I'm very sceptical about Sterling's position at the club. I can only see him playing in 2 positions, false number 9 or left winger. I can't see him playing anywhere else. And he's going to get games, because if he doesn't get games, then I'll be fuming, because at the end of the day, what's he doing here? What's he doing here?
Filling up the numbers.
Fact. Good question here from Ed. Question for you. At what point, guys, and I pretty know much what Lee and Kenny are going to say here. At what point did Wenger's decline start? I personally think
2004, when we lost the 50th game. We haven't been the same since then. That's when the decline started. When Man United kicked us off the park in 2004-2005 season, we went into decline. That's when Chelsea took over, and then Man United, built that side with Rooney and Ronaldo. That's when decline started. That's when previously we weren't going to referees and going, "Hey, I want a foul. You're kicking Lundberg too much. Oh, I want a foul. You're kicking God bless his soul, Reyes too much." We weren't complaining before that. That's when our decline started, when we went soft. Anyone who says that our decline started in 2011, no, that's when you decided that Arsene Wenger had to go. But our decline started a long time before that.
Did. Facts. I tend to agree, mate. I personally I think we bottled it when we lost the Champions League. Lee, I mean, we never recovered from that.
Nope. Didn't win a trophy for, excuse me, didn't win a trophy for what, 8 years after that?
Yep.
Is it 8 years? Yeah, 8 years. 8 years after that. Mad.
That was when it went south.
And he kept getting pay rises every year. Highest paid manager in world football for lying through his teeth. Yeah. 10-2 against Bayern Munich. Yeah, 10-2 against Bayern Munich, 8-2 at Old Trafford, 6-0 on Wenger's 1000th game. He should have been potted time ago, mate. It's way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the club, mate, right now, I actually fear for it. I really do. I mean, we've been through some torrid times in my time of watching Arsenal. Right now, we're in a complete and utter shambles. I mean, I've seen some bad managers, but this is the worst ever I've ever seen.
It's because he's making some really, really strange decisions. You know, schoolboy error. The Odegaard one, he was injured before. You know, I understand how much it means for him to play for his country. I understand the fact that Norway haven't played in the major tour for a long time. But he was genuinely injured, and he picked up an injury. He aggravated an injury against Brighton when the guy, and he was still getting, blows to that leg. So it was only going to land one way. If he didn't get injured in the first game, the second game he was definitely going to get injured, and that's what's happened. It wasn't like a coincidence. It wasn't an accident that occurred and you couldn't avoid it. The season of the accident happened 11 days ago. That's why I don't understand what Arteta was thinking. What was he thinking? What was the club thinking? You should have said, look, mate, that it's not even about the Tottenham game. He's going to miss a whole chunk of our programme. As Matty says correctly, I don't know what, ankle sprain, the way he was holding his face, this is ankle ligaments, isn't it, Lee? Don't you think it's ligaments?
I think so. I think
if it's ligaments, well,
if it's ligaments, he's done for a good. We won't see him until maybe March, April. If it's ligaments, fingers crossed. It. Either way,
yeah.
Either way, yeah. They said that the latest updates, but this has all been cloak and dagger. They did an MRI scan. Why haven't we got the details of that? Yeah, because they're trying to soften it up, and then we're going to wait for the Lego Man's fucking press conference on Friday, and he's going to lie through his teeth. Yeah, all the puppet journalists are going to be slurping it up, peddling out the narrative that it's only a couple of weeks, it's only 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah, we're not going to see him play football until November, mate. At the very earliest. I'll be shocked if he returns before November.
Games coming across. No, it's not as if he's pulling up trees, but in terms of the game plan that Arteta and tactics or formation, especially where it involves Saka, him and Saka do have a very good understanding on the left side. We build a lot of our attacks that side, which means we've got to go from left to right now.
Yeah, but not only that, if you think about, go on, Kenny, sorry.
What I'm trying to say, none of he doesn't rate any of our left-sided players. He doesn't rate Trossard. He doesn't rate Martinelli.
That's why I brought Sterling in. And not only that, if you think as well, there'll be people saying, yeah, but he walked off the pitch. I've seen so many people saying, yeah, but he walked off. That's a good sign. Yeah, Timber walked off, mate, and he was out for how long?
He's injured.
He's out for months, mate. He's out for months.
He's a bad injury.
I think he's done ligaments on that. Yeah, he went well over 90-degree angle on that. Yeah, that's a bad injury, mate.
He must have heard something. He must have heard the impact, and he actually heard the tear. That's where he had his edge in the hands. Because normally, when the leg goes, the thing that makes you put your head in your hands is either the pain, which is excruciating, or you heard it go.
Yep. But you know what? He was great. He was trying to grab that ankle before he hit the deck. Yeah. And then to put his t-shirt over his face like he did, and he was crying. That's a bad injury. That ain't a 3-week injury.
And his girlfriend was crying as well. His girlfriend was crying as well. So she must have known.
That's going to hurt, man. I've never done it myself, thank God. But I know people have snapped their Achilles, right, through injuries like that, and that's a bad situation. Even if you stress your Achilles in that way, that takes a long time to actually heal.
And not only that, the inflammation, He's then going to have to. He's not going to be able to do any work at all on the pitch. No training. He can do upper body. Obviously, he can sit down and do some weights and all of that. But he ain't going to be able to do anything else. Not going to be able to do any ball work. Pause. Yeah. So even if he is 3 weeks, let's say we pray it's 3 weeks. Cool. He ain't going to be getting on the pitch until November because he's not going to be fully fit. Yeah, and sharp because he hasn't been playing for so long. And that's coming off of the back of having a whole summer where he didn't do anything. Yeah, then going back in and having these first few games. Yeah, first like pre-season, obviously, and then the first 3 league games. Yeah, he's played barely any football since May. Yeah, and then he's got this injury. Let's say he's 3 weeks. He's not going to be physically fit and sharp. If it is 3 weeks, it's going to be more like 6 weeks before he's anywhere near good enough and half decent to be playing again. But I think it's a lot longer than 3 weeks. I think he's out for 3 months at least. I think he's done a ligament. Hopefully, I'm wrong.
So yeah, I'm sorry. It's not good. Yeah, I like that one. Obviously, Kieran, man of ground to the Highbury. Yeah, that is know your history, man. Be up to you. I'm going to wrap this up, 40 people, because I want to let these gentlemen go. They've got other stuff to do. Smash the likes up before you go, people. That's important. I'm on my way to 10K now.
Come on.
Hey, get cheers up there. Hey, guys, one of the things is, right, I'm angry at the manager, but I'll tell you one thing. If any of our players and our fans, you know, like I said, put in a performance that is unacceptable and diminishes the good name of our football club on Sunday against Atalanta and against Man City, I don't want to hear injuries because all I'm going to look at is the performances. Because at the end of the day, I want our defence to step up. I want whoever plays in the fullbacks to step up. And I'm thinking, right, I want you to roll your sleeves up. I want whoever takes over from Odegaard, whoever takes over from Rice, to think, right, boom, let's get in there. You know, we got to find the way. Got to find the way. I still think. Sorry, Spurs are beatable.
Oh, 100%. But let's assume, yeah, worst case, we lose to Spurs. Now we've got to get ourselves up for the Champions League game. If we beat Spurs, get something against Atalanta, a draw, let's say, and then get something against City, and we come out of that unscathed, unbeaten, 3 points against Spurs, a point against City, and a draw away to Atalanta, that'll boost the confidence. But is anyone actually genuinely confident? And if we lose that first game to Spurs, straight away in them players' heads, they're thinking, yeah, we're finished. Because they're going to remember that we beat them twice beat them last 2 years at their ground. Now we've got a big game. They're thinking, wow, the captain's not here. Yeah, this player's not here. This player's not there. And now we've got to try and fill new partnerships because of Saka and Odegaard not having that partnership anymore. Midfield partnerships going to change. And when it's on us, mate, we fold.
Hey, the thing about it is that you just described our tactics for Atalanta and Man City, because I think Spurs under that manager, he just shoots himself in the foot because his arrogance is quite breathtaking when it comes to his style of play. I mean, he's managed at Celtic and Yokohama, and that's not disrespectful, but it's a Premier League where teams do punish you for, lapses in defensively and, not being able to deal with set pieces. But I can guarantee you that without Odegaard at Man City, his tactic, especially when we had our creative base, his tactics is just going to be play the same way we played last season and just hope that we nick something, nick a point, or even nick a win. Try and be clinical, because I'll tell you right now, this is the manager I know. This is the manager that I saw at Man City last season. This is the negative manager who I saw when we went down to 10 men 11 days ago. Promise you, this is
time wasting. Our goalkeeper got booked for that against 10 men at home. Oh, with 10 men, sorry, at home during the game. Time wasting. That tells you all you need to know about this manager.
Just want to do these couple of super chats, guys. Peter says, thank you, mate, for your super chat. Big up the panel. Lee, you even heard what that Madrid fan said to Egal on that watch-alongs. The guy is 22, and look at the
he ruined him, mate.
Yeah, well,
absolutely destroyed him.
Would. Sam says, good comment, Peter. Thank you, mate, for that. Thank
Big
you.
up, Peter, man.
Sam says, please continue to push the club to achieve more, guys. The Cronkies aren't proactive. They would only invest and improve when we put pressure on them.
That's a great comment. I know you guys need to go. I need to go as well. Yeah, but you said earlier in the show that protesting don't work. I disagree, yeah, because since that Super League came out, we had 5,000 fans outside the stadium protesting against that. All of a sudden, 800 million quid's been spent. Yeah, so if we had 5,000 people outside the stadium on deadline day, we wouldn't have signed Raheem Sterling.
But
they would have activated a clause somewhere and got Jokeris or someone.
Yeah, but you know what's happened is that they've won anyway. Juventus may, the Juventus of the world, the two Spanish clubs, like Barcelona and Madrid, they've won, haven't they? Because they didn't get their Super League yet, but they got an increased Champions League where they're going to get more of the money.
True.
So in retrospect, they've won. And the fact that 5th place in certain leagues is now going to allow clubs through the back door into the Champions League. They've won.
Facts. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up because I'm sure Lee's got other channels he's doing tonight. And Kenny...
No, I'm chilling. The missus on her way here. I'm chilling tonight.
Oh, cool, man.
There's no football.
Cool. I'm just going to quickly say this. A bit annoying. I see a channel last night, somebody crying about another YouTuber who's packed it in because of the hate and the abuse. It's not good. It's not good. But I'm sorry to say.
I tell her every time, use the key. She rings the bell every fucking time.
If you're going to put your face out here, right, you're going to get it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of them. I'm afraid if you haven't got the balls, right, I know it's a young lady, but I'm sorry. You must have known what is going to happen because, I mean, I'm not going to go into the details, but I'm sorry, it happens. I get it. Lee gets it. Kenny gets it. All tubers will get it at some point as you get known or your channel grows or whatever to basically stop crying about it. At the end of the day, it's one of the things.
Suck it up. I'll say to people, if you're on YouTube, suck it up. You're halfway there now. The fact that you've opened your channel, you've got people subscribing, you put yourself out there, you're halfway there. Abuse, mate. Don't get me wrong. I know it's easy for me to say that because it's not happening to me, it's happening to you. But you've got to remember one thing. If someone's that powerful that they've led to you, they've caused you to quit your channel, or they cause you to, like I said, change your opinion and start being club friendly. That's about you. It's not about them.
Yeah, that's a you problem. But this is what it is. Yeah, these people. Thank you. These people, they love to gang up on people. They love to chat shit to people. They like to bully people. Yeah, which is why we're public enemies number 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, because you ain't bullying us. We've seen it, done it, lived it, been there, done it. We've all been to. We add up all the games we've been to. Yeah, they can't bully us. Yeah, they can't test our knowledge because between all 3 of us, we know literally everything. Yeah, if I don't know something, Jez will know it. If me and Jez don't know it, Kenny definitely knows it. Do you know what I'm saying? Vice versa. Yeah.
Well, Michael Collins, I promise you that in the last 2 shows we've done, Michael Collins, and I know you're watching me, you pork chop, because I'll call you something a bit stronger. I know for a fact Michael Collins is going to call me Mr. Waffler. He's going to call Jez Jezebel, and he's going to call you Flea Gunner. But
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Michael, I'm not intimidated by you, mate. I'm still going to waffle. I'm still going to, call out the manager. I'm still going to go on, till the next morning, chatting. You're not going to change me. I'm not intimidated by you, Mihal. So carry on, abuse me all you like. Call Jez Jezebel. Call Lee Flea Gunner, and then next week we expect you to. Tune in at 6 o'clock and be entertained by us.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Peter, I did read your super chat out, mate, about 5 minutes ago. So I had said it. I saw it. I starred it. Wait, no, it stars itself automatically. So,
but this is the thing, though. Yeah, people like to bully and gang up and all of this and that. And I said this right at the very beginning of the show. Yeah, After 5
Glenn,
years of this manager.
And Hoddle Canelo. Sorry, Lee, but Canelo's going to win. Sorry, Lee, cut back.
No, that's all right. Yeah, these people love to gang up and chat shit, and they love a siege mentality campaign. It's tribal. Oh, you're Arteta out. You're the enemy. Yeah, guess what? There's more and more Arteta outs turning up, mate, and some of them are your favourite YouTubers. Yeah, because without saying the words "I'm Arteta out," yeah, they're saying everything we've been saying for 5 years. Funny how they're always behind, isn't it? Because they were born in deficit, they were born buffering and born losers. Yeah, and they're all trying to play a game. But the mad thing is, the truth always prevails. No matter how many times you pretend it don't. If you want comfort in lies, cool, have comfort in lies. You're lying to yourself. You can lie to your mum, your dad, your missus, your boyfriend, your unicorn, your kids, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Yeah, you can't lie to yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. Yeah, and these men have been taking the piss for too long. Yeah, and the fact and reality is, this summer, that football club, yeah, has let all these top gooners and super fans around the world down. Now, all these, oh, look at me through thick and thin mob. Shut up. We call it as we see it. And you don't like it, but it always comes to fruition. So after 5 years of seeing us three all getting it spot on every year for the last 4 years, well, surely what point do you go, do you know what? Instead of slagging these three off, they've actually called it right every year for the last 4 years. Yeah. You know what? Maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're actually onto something. Maybe actually I will fucking have that opinion, because you know what? They've been right for 4 years straight. And we don't want to be right. Kenny don't renew his ticket every year and pay over nearly £1,000. Yeah, plus the transport to get from where you live to the ground on your bus, on your Oyster, yeah, the underground or whatever. You don't pay that money to go and see Arsenal not win anything. You want to see good football and you want to see us win the major honours. Yeah, but there comes a point, and there's a tipping point for everybody, which is why Wenger eventually left. The tipping point for me was way before a lot of these people, but ultimately he left. Yeah, he was told piss off before he's sacked. Yeah, and it'd be the same with this manager. Yeah, there's a tipping point for these people. A lot of them are playing a game and lying, and a lot of them are genuinely so deluded it is crazy. Yeah, and then there's the others that are just trying to get in the media if they're positive. Ultimately, I've sat here 3 weeks before the manager even got the job and said, Arteta out. What's changed in 5 years?
Yeah, you did.
What's changed in 5 years? In December the 20th or 21st or something, it's 5 years anniversary of Mikel Arteta. 1 trophy out of 18. What's changed? Oh, but we're challenging City. We ain't won nothing, mate. 1 FA Cup in 18 trophies. So now, that summer, that transfer window, more and more people have woken up. Oh, hang on, we've been duped here. Now the manager's not signed a new contract. I've also said all summer, they'll drop some PR out because he's got less than 10 months left on his contract. Oh, and lo and behold, just as we started this show, Ben Jacobs, the little puppet on a string, Super Duper Mick has told the club, yeah, he's given his verbal word that he will sign a new contract. Why has that suddenly come out? Oh, because Martin Odegaard's injured and Declan Rice's injured and we've got North London Derby, yeah? And we didn't do fuck all in it. Oh, of course it did. Yeah, another brown envelope. Yeah, and the more I keep highlighting it, and the more you guys keep highlighting it, Northside and everybody else, Matty, all the other guys, yeah, the quicker people wake up. This season, they're all finished. They're all finished. They can't keep lying anymore. Nope. Yeah, and then when it comes to an end, which it will, maybe not this season, they might give him 1 more year. Who knows? He might sign a contract. But ultimately, when it comes to an end, they can't ever peddle a fucking process, a youth project or phases ever again to us. Yeah. So guess what? Maybe start listening to us three, innit?
100%. 100%.
Very quickly before we wind this up, very quick question. I'll come to you first, Kenny. Ebby Vander says, do you guys think you'll see Arsenal lift another Premier title in your lifetime? I will answer first. I'm not that convinced. I won't lie. I'm 63 now, so I've probably got 20 years left, something like that, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I bloody hope so. I really want to see some more FA Cups, and I'd love to see a Champions League. But Kenny, go on, man.
It'd be a pleasant surprise, because when I was 16, I never thought I'd see Arsenal win the league, because I thought only teams like Liverpool win it, and I saw 5 trophies, 5 league titles. After we won it in '91, I didn't think I'll ever see it again, because Man United would dominate. So you can never say never when it comes to Arsenal, but sooner rather than later we got to, because we can't have an era where 2 teams are going to dominate and you can't compete with them, because every time they buy players, their players are always successes.
Fact, Lee, what do you reckon?
I agree with Hendo. I agree with Hendon. Yeah, until this ownership, it's not even the ownership; it's the fan base for me. But that ownership panders to the fan base. They serve up what the fans are accept, like Raheem Sterling. Yeah, like 29. Yeah, like Zinchenko and Jesus. They'll serve up the bare minimum to get the maximum income back out of it. So until they piss off, which they won't, because the fans will keep facilitating them for the next 10 years. Yeah, and I don't see us winning a title until the fan base gets serious. We ain't winning nothing, mate. Yeah, we might nick the odd cup every now and again if we're lucky, but we ain't winning another league title until this fan base start getting a backbone. Yeah, I mean, you don't even need the whole fan base on side. You maybe need another 10% of the fan base. 10%. Yeah, where's the 5,000 people that are protesting against the Super League? Why aren't they protesting that we're on our a 4.5-year trophy drought, which is halfway to the 9-year trophy drought they wanted Wenger out for, some of these people? How can you sit on podcasts and sit on your Twitter pages and all of this and that, yeah, banging on about processes, phases, projects, young squads and all of this, when Wenger had us in a Champions League semi with a younger squad than Super Duper Mick has ever managed? Yeah, when he took us to 9 years without a trophy, this guy's halfway there at Christmas. He's halfway to 9 years. And Kenny, we were at games. They were punching each other up in the stands, mate. 4.5 years deep with no fucking trophies under Wenger. And he had more credit in the bank than this guy's ever going to get. Yeah, this guy will amount to fuck all at this club. And I said it 3 weeks before he got the job.
Shocking, man.
So it's a waiting game, Jez. It's a waiting game. I've been abused. I've been trolled. I've been fucking this and that. Family members. But you know what? You see the day this fucker leaves this football club, yeah, my channel doubles in size.
Oh, well, it will.
Yeah, because they'll all come flooding back. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were negative, but you were actually right the whole time. Shut up.
Exactly, mate. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And the worm will turn eventually.
It's turning.
And anyway, guys, we're out of it. The Ghanaian Gooner says, great chat tonight, guys. The truth is always hard to hear. That's what it's about. We speak absolute facts. There's no bullshit in these channels.
That's unfortunate for that fella.
Guineas, we actually say it. We shoot from the hip, and that's how it should be. You know,
and I never miss, Jez. I never miss.
Nope. It's bullseye every time. Anyway, we're out of here, man. Kenny, shout out where we can find you, bro, please.
You can find me at Kenny Ken 1972, and I will be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this Sunday. So I'll be looking forward to that. You're going to be singing What Do We Think of Tottenham, Kenny? Well, I can. I
can. Oh, so you're going to be wearing black, Kenny? Going to be wearing a black shirt, mate?
No, I won't. But I'll be wearing some black tracksuit bottoms made by.
Yeah, here we go with the gloves with the fingers cut out. You know, dustman hat.
It'll be like a hoodie, grey hoodie, and it'll probably. Why am I telling people what I wear?
Yeah, don't tell them, Kenny. Yeah, don't even Kenny. Anyone who tries picking on you, mate, has got a long day ahead.
They can try, but still don't want to know what I'm wearing.
No, have a good game, mate, and get home.
Enjoy it, mate.
Right.
You know, it's always a bit of a mission getting to that place. But Lee, thank you, mate, as always, for joining me. Please, I know you don't like it, but I'm going to get you to do it anyway. Shout out your channels.
Lee Reacts. Yeah, forget the other one. That's toxic and negative. Lee Reacts is chill. So come and watch that one. Lee Reacts.
That's my favourite one, though, that toxic and negative one.
That's the one that pays the bills, mate, because I'm profiting off a loss.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't lose anymore very often, do we? So, yeah, I don't know how that works, but...
Hey, people, thanks, everybody, for watching. Anybody that's liked and subbed tonight, thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow at some point talking about a load of nonsense, but can't wait for the game on Sunday. I'm nervous. Very quickly, Kenny, give me your prediction. Result.
2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal.
Lee?
2-2.
That's exactly where I'm going. 2-2. I think it's going to be a tough game. And anyway, we're out of here, people. Thanks, everyone. Catch you later.
Out.
And Edu out, Arteta out. Get the lot out, in my opinion. But we'll catch you all later, people. Take care.